Two is audiovestibular, also known as inner ear DCS. Let's look at inner ear DCS more closely. Here's our ear. We have the external ear canal, the eardrum or the tympanic membrane. We have the middle ear space, which is a gas-filled space. You have your eustachian tube, and you have your inner ear. So here's your inner ear. And in our inner ear, it's a fluid-filled space. And here's our cochlea, which is responsible for our hearing interpretation. So right now you know what I'm saying because of your cochlea. And here's your audiovestibular nerve, or also known as your auditory nerve, right there. See how that nerve is connecting to this cochlea and semicircular canals. So this organ right here, this organ can be damaged by inert gas, bubble formation. So this one's unique again because there's no real evidence of what is actually happening. This is so confusing, and no one really knows what's happening, but scientists lean towards this theory or hypothesis, and what we've come to accept for now is that there's a formation of bubbles in the perilymph or the endolymph or associated blood vessels. So because the inner ear is a fluid-filled space, there's endolymph inside there. There's endolymph inside these canals. Let me zoom in. There's endolymph in here. And there's also perilymph around, outside of there's perilymph outside of the endolymph. So just think of fluid. There's fluid in here, and there's fluid in here. So because we have fluid, we can also have DCS. We can also have a formation of bubbles because there's fluid, there is nitrogen present, and there is an increased partial pressure of nitrogen present. So that's what scientists are leaning towards: the formation of bubbles in the perilymph, endolymph, or associated blood vessels. This is really interesting. There has been an observation of a fracture in the semicircular canals following severe DCS in animals. So they did some tests on animals, and you see how the semicircular canal, it's an enclosed space, right? It's an enclosed space. So if we have bubble formation, we have a lot of bubble formation. It keeps growing and growing. It's an enclosed space. It's going to cause pressure on this semicircular canal, kind of like it did on that blood vessel when we talked about pulmonary DCS. But it's, so there has been an observed fracture in someone. So right here, the semicircular canal, it's got fractured, which would leak endolymph, right? So there is some fact behind this. It suggests that bubble forming in this restricted space can cause this. And if that broke, I mean, this is where think about it. This is your semicircular canal. This is where our balance comes from. This is for hearing. Cochlea is for hearing. So, I mean, think about the amount of vertigo this guy had. Man.